Welcome back to the Artistic Mystic Muse channel. I'm Nancy, your Mystical Muse. This is a collective reading for November 5th through 11th, 2023, and the theme is rebirth. And you're going to see why here in just a minute. It's a pretty short reading because it's fairly straightforward. There is also a number of themes that seem to be re-emphasized, if you will. So I'm going to start with, it bounces around a little bit, so just bear with me here, it'll make sense. But we have surrendering to the journey. It says release control. Why? Because it's happening. And I almost titled this metamorphosis, but it's the whole process of metamorphosizing into this rebirth. You got to go with the flow, pun intended. She's in a boat, right? And releasing control. And we had that. That shows up in another one of the readings this month. It's allowing this to happen, and you may be feeling a little alone. Why? Because they've got a lamp, a lantern to guide them, but they're way out in the middle of nowhere. There is a house, a little cabin with a light, but the light of the moon, trusting your intuition, that lantern allows you to see just enough ahead of you, but having that faith to continue a step at a time. And when you're getting ready, like the caterpillar gets emulsified when he's getting ready to, he's in his chrysalis, he kind of turns to jelly before he turns into the butterfly. That is the dark night of the soul. That is the part of the transformation we have to go through. And we do feel alone because there's nobody else that can go through it for you. You have to deal with your demons, as they say, yourself. And what's interesting is the bottom of the deck says we're in this boat again. And this boat is going forward. We're looking at the front of the boat, going to the enlightenment. This is third eye chakra, crown chakra, star chakra. It's that lighting up of enlightenment, awakening. And it says, believe and succeed. Believe and succeed. They are telling you to keep going, to keep going. Speaking your truth, using your voice. And this can also be a way to help yourself during this time. Maybe you need to journal, talk to yourself, whatever that is for you, to hear it or to read it, to get it out. So using your voice, speaking your truth, having the confidence to do so, standing in your integrity, right? That's the crow medicine. You walk your talk. Take flight. Here is the butterfly. We are getting ready to take flight. Taking flight. We've got the crows of integrity, of wisdom, crow medicine, right? Here's it almost looks like incubating in an egg, but they're afraid to come out of the egg out of fear. Full moon, right? Things being that maybe had been hidden or things that made you uncomfortable. And full moons talk about releasing as well. It's not quite a full moon. This is the dark night of the soul. This is what you're releasing for a new beginning. A new beginning. So that you can start attracting, because you raise your frequency, you start attracting those things, those blessings, those things of abundance, joy that are of a higher frequency. It's very much a transition. We have 44, which is an angelic number. This talks about rest, but it also talks about stability. And that's trust. And there's the ducks, and there's the egg again of incubation. Fear doesn't allow the egg to hatch or the caterpillar to hatch. Here, the ducks talk about prosperity, being given the support, being given everything you need, but you've got to do the work. This is amazing. For some of you, the fear might be financial, from a financial standpoint, a lack of sense of lack, whether it's financially, emotionally, physically, materially, spiritually, right? Financial discipline is in order. So keep that in mind this week. And we also have spiritual partnership for personal growth. Getting in alignment. Yeah, completion, nearing the end of a cycle. So that's really important. But financial discipline's important right now for whatever reason. I feel like this is a side note for some of you, so just keep that in mind. Not to overspend. Giving up, like I talked about, or will talk about in another reading. It doesn't, I mean, November and December are those kind of months. Giving of your time, giving of your compassion, your kindness. It doesn't have to cost a lot. Maybe your time is something that has a currency. It has an energetic currency. Or maybe there's something that you do or create, bake, whatever that is, right? Just keep that in mind. Okay. And then we go back and we have Ishtar, setting boundaries. Love yourself enough to say no to others' demands on your time and energy. And this is a theme in November. And if they don't honor your boundaries, they don't respect you. And if you're changing your boundaries, it is going to bother some people. Why? They're used to just doing whatever they want, how they want with you. And that's not always a good thing. Sometimes they take advantage. So boundaries are important. And that might be what the fear is, the fear of rejection when you set a boundary with someone or something. But it's called self-respect, self-love. And we have, I'm not going to pronounce this right, Arakura, blossoming. You are just getting started, so have patience with yourself and the process and do not give up. Blossoming. We got a little affirmation. I don't know if you heard that. You're emulsifying. The butterfly, the caterpillar is transforming into the butterfly. And then we've got the butterfly maiden, transformation. You're experiencing enormous change right now, which brings great blessings, which is what we've been talking about. The abundance that comes in, the new beginnings, once you transform, once you alchemize, once you heal. We got the birch, which is rebirth. I think birch might shed their bark, and maybe that's why this birch is a thing. And there's a rune here, but I'm not a big person on runes, but to me this is interesting. I don't know if you can see that. It looks like an 8, right? And it's each section of it is made of 4 lines, which is 44, which came out in our cards somewhere. We had 44 somewhere. But anyway, that's kind of interesting. The butterfly. Loving yourself, loving the process, transforming. And then we have the novice, which goes with the new beginning. The novice is innocence, beginner, ignorance, new skill without practice, unstable curiosity. Right. We're getting ready to transform into this new shape, if you will, this new, shape, I guess, new version of ourselves. And what's that going to look like? Artemis at the bottom of the deck. You and your loved ones are safe and spiritually protected. That's a good message. Oh, yeah, and letting go. Just saying. You got to let go. And we've got the rocks and we've got water. Water moves around the rocks. The rocks are the challenges, the obstacles, right? The things that are difficult. Yeah, Merlin, alchemy, justice, and balance. You're alchemizing things. Oh, and the spider. This is the creative projects. This is the weaver of the web, the weaver of the void of creation. What is this new beginning you're weaving or going to create? Great messages. I like that. So, to take us out of this reading, I'm going to use the Bee Oracle cards. This is one of 3 Oracle cards I've designed. If you're interested, the Game Crafter link is below. They don't take any special directions to use, but the bee seems to be what is needed in this moment. So let's see what other messages we have for this week. For November 5th through 11th, 2023. Woo. Okay. Bottom bottom of the desk, be an alchemist. You're going to transform. Be yourself. Be generous. Be kind. Be generous with yourself, but don't overextend yourself. Do not do things that put you in a position that doesn't resonate, doesn't feel right with you, because then you're being taken advantage of, correct? So take what resonates, leave the rest behind. If you're interested in working with me, as a spiritual life coach, go to my website, send an email. If you want a reading, something different than what I offer, shorter, thematic, send me an email. If you're interested in frequency jewelry, I have offerings that are on my website. They are unique. They're one of a kind. I don't make more than one of the same thing exactly the same. Or if you want it specifically engineered for you, reach out and we will make that happen. But thank you for being here. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. We'll see you next time. Bye.